Already did it. Here.
Okay, Kelly. It's 12 o'clock. Here we go.
This is 1360 AM. WNJC, Washington Township, Philadelphia. Philadelphia's Renaissance radio station. Brought to you on Forsyth Broadcasting. Listen to us at WNJCradio.com.
Okay. Pretty good. You did a good one, Kelly. Oh, good job.
Thank you. I didn't choose the song. Whenever you want. Just lower it.
This is vegan style.
Gently. Okay, I'm gonna start off by saying my mom chose the song, not me. It's an odd song. So welcome to the show. Today I have someone that I was fortunate enough to meet last weekend at Blue Stockings Cafe in New York City for the Skin Trade screening. Excuse me. I learned about her from the news after she made national headlines for interrupting the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. My guest today is Rose McCoy. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So how long have you been vegan?
My entire life, and I'm 12 years old now. I'm about to turn 13.
How long have you been protesting?
For as long as I can remember.
When's your birthday?
My mic on? Yeah, your mic's on.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is March 8th.
Oh, that's pretty close to Kevin's. His is Earth Day, April 22nd.
So
You got lost.
yeah, I got
You want me
lost.
to do your birthdays? You got a birthday.
Oh yeah, we have birthdays.
Go ahead. I
Um,
don't have them. You have
so
them.
I do?
Yes. Top of the list.
No, I don't. You.
No, I don't.
This is
Oh,
you.
here, that first one right there. Sorry, he's a little disorganized
Yeah.
today.
Today's birthday is Alex Byers
And anybody else.
from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, and anybody else that's having a birthday today. Happy birthday. And my mom's gonna do announcements while I try and get ready.
Yeah, we got a few announcements. At 12 o'clock, just now, there's a protest at the puppy shop in Turnersville, and we're going to be stopping by there after the show. That's from 12 to 2. There's also, at 1 o'clock, there's a Boycott City Pups with Mickey Z in New York. And next Saturday, there's New York Farm Animals Save 4th Vigil at Lagrange Live Poultry at 12 o'clock. And also at 12 in Philly, It's Not Food, It's Violence, DXE January Day of Action with Mary and Bessie, and Rachel Ogden will be there. We could try to make it out there Saturday. And let's see, at 3 o'clock also next Saturday, there's the same It's Not Food, It's Violence Day of Action in New York at the Chipotle Grill on Broadway, and Miriam Chisholm should be there. And I apologize, that's all I have today.
Okay. So can you, well, what is it like, do you enjoy being a kid activist?
Very much so, I do. You get to meet a lot of interesting people. It's fun to meet other kid activists, and it kind of being a kid activist. I think makes things very interesting when you um, look at the things around you, and it gives you so many opportunities, and it gives you a lot of experience, so that when you're older, you can really carry the experience with you. I'm sure. I mean, I've carried a lot of stuff with me that I learned when I was even just a few years ago, and now I'm sure that I'll continue to carry stuff with me when I'm older. My experiences are I've got a lot of fascinating stories and experiences.
How did you form your school club? Was it hard getting a teacher to say that they would like support it?
Well, actually, it was not very difficult. We've got at my school very open-minded teachers and students, and the principal is even vegetarian. So um, it was at first a unofficial club, but I just recently got a petition finished and a teacher signature and the principal's signature that authorized the club. It's now an official club at school, starting up next semester. So it was actually really easy.
How would I be able to start a chapter of your club at my school?
I think that would be a very good, a really good way to get the message across to kids, because it would make a really strong networking system, and I think that would actually be really effective.
Do you have a lot of vegan friends?
And I've got a lot of vegan friends, but in terms of people who are my age, I've got three vegan friends who are my age.
Yeah, there's not many people around where I live that are vegan that are my age. It's pretty hard to find other vegan 12-year-olds.
Unless you go to meetings and
yeah.
potlucks and stuff. You want to tell her what you did Friday?
On Friday I went to New York City. It was 250 Broadway at the Citibank, and they were holding I forget the term they used to describe it.
Thermal Protections Issue Conference?
Something
Okay.
big, fancy like that. And there were a lot of people there, and some were going up, and your mic is on.
No, yours.
Yeah,
You're close.
it's on.
Okay.
There were a lot of people there that were going up and testifying or supporting, or not supporting.
Testifying?
I already said that.
Okay.
They were proposing these laws that are like pending for the New York State Senator Tony Avella to sponsor.
You got some
And,
great pictures of him too.
Yeah, Roberto.
Vanelli?
Yes.
Yeah, and
John D. Leonardo was
John.
there.
Yeah, John D. Leonardo, who we had on a couple of weeks ago. There were two other people there, and I can't remember the names.
Come back to it when you think of it.
Yeah, it'll.
Well, and Doris Lynn took you up there.
Yeah, and our friend Doris took us up there, and our new employee Stacy Lynn went
Yeah.
up there with us.
That was nice.
Yeah,
Hope she's listening.
yeah. I hope you're listening.
Okay, so
Great.
that was really cool that you interrupted
Yeah,
the parade.
that really
Some
was.
of the reports said that you ruined the parade. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine that you ruined it. I think it made it better.
My mom has been bugging me to ask you if the barriers were plastic or concrete.
At the parades?
Yes.
In In New York, they had the normal police barricades that were usually pendant at regular demos where we're just holding signs. Um, those were, I guess they're metal. I'm not really sure what material they are, but at the in Pasadena, they don't really have barricades. They have they had a wooden thing up, but it was really more about protecting the police vehicles rather than people getting into the parade. So it's actually really easy there. They would let people cross the street. It was not a very hard thing to get out into the street. There's basically nothing there to stop us.
Did you plan on trying to, what's the word? Stop
Block
the parade, block the float. Did you plan on doing that?
Well, we were just out there to protest, and what I was hoping to achieve was to bring attention to the protest. And I think that's what other people were hoping on doing, and we just sort of walked out and sat down. It was kind of not really spontaneous. I don't know what the word is, but it was not.
Well, other people went with you, right?
Yeah, but it was. I don't really know how to explain what happened.
Were you scared?
No, not really. I mean, nothing could really have happened. There was, nothing. The police were not going to do anything in front of, so many people and nearby where the press was standing. So there was no reason to be frightened.
When the cops grabbed you and picked you up, did it hurt your arms?
Hold on a second. Sorry. Sorry, could you repeat the question?
When the cops grabbed you and pulled you away out of the way of the float, did it hurt your arms?
No, the arrest, I don't know who it was that hired the guards, but there were actually hired guards in riot gear standing around the float, and they were the ones who were taking us off the street, but they were aggressive, but not to the point where it was causing any injuries or anything like that. And then the police, the actual Pasadena PD, who they handed us off to, they were extremely nice and supportive of our cause, actually. So it wasn't like a real rough thing. It was only the initial people pulling us off that were kind of rough, and they didn't even hurt us.
Well, all the reports, they said that you were arrested. So, did they actually take you to the police station in a car and charge you with something? What was the charge?
They did. I was arrested, but I am not really sure about the legalities and what was really going on. I was not really informed. I was sitting in a room most of the time, and then it just got released, and I know that, it was something, but I'm not really sure what it was.
Okay.
How long did they keep you for?
It was not something like an overnight thing, but I'm a really bad judge of time. I think we were arrested around 9:45, 10 o'clock, and I got out around 5 o'clock, so maybe, I believe those were the times, so maybe a handful of hours, maybe 7 hours.
Wow, that's a long time. Did they actually offer you any snacks or anything? Were they considerate?
They did, but I don't think they really understood what vegan meant. The one guy tried to offer me a ham and cheese sandwich, and I said, I'm vegan, I can't eat that. And then he offered me cheese balls, so I just said, I'm not really hungry, thank you.
Well, you had a chance to do some activism right there and talk to them about it. That's pretty cool.
SeaWorld so much?
Sorry?
Why do you hate SeaWorld so much?
Well, I hate them no more or less than I hate the next animal abusing industry. It's just that with the documentary Blackfish causing so much trouble for them, they really got beat down, and I think that it's the most effective way to handle animal rights is if a particular industry is down, beat them while they're down and get rid of them, and then move on to the next thing. So right now SeaWorld is so badly hurt, and I think that we can get rid of them if we keep hitting them. So that's why I've been so focused on them lately, but I still do the other like fur demos and circus demos, and I don't care less about those. It's just that I feel like it's most effective to be out there bringing bad PR to SeaWorld.
How could or where could people see Blackfish?
It's available on Netflix, and I don't know if CNN is still running them. They might not be, but they did run Blackfish repeatedly at night for a long while. I'm not sure if they still do that, but it is available on Netflix if anyone wants to rent it there.
We saw some pictures of PETA giving you an award. What was that like? Like, what was the process? I mean, did you go to a studio or anything like that?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
You received a PETA award. We saw some pictures. What was that like? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. The first one, it was a surprise, so it was kind of like very emotional and I was really surprised. I had no idea what to say, and I felt really honored to be considered someone who has done a lot. I feel like so many people have done so much more. Like Ingrid Newkirk, I mean, she deserves like way more than 1,000 of any of those awards. She's an amazing lady, and the people who've done undercover investigations. I felt just so honored that they chose me for that, and I'm kind of speechless about that because it felt very undeserved.
Well, you looked really pretty in some of the pictures that I saw of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're really proud of you. That's an amazing honor to, be recognized. We saw pictures of you with like Alec Baldwin and a bunch of other famous people. Like, were you nervous meeting them?
You're cutting out. Sorry, I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. We saw pictures of you with meeting Alec Baldwin and a few other famous people. Were you nervous with them?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Were you nervous when you met people like Alec Baldwin or other?
To be perfectly honest, I don't really know a lot of the new mainstream stuff, so a few of the times where I've met somebody who is someone of note now, I really don't know that they're of note until after the fact, so it's not really nervous meeting them. It's kind of something that's not necessarily always expecting it. It's just what I do feel when I meet them at events like PETA events and Farm Sanctuary events is loud that it is something that veganism, maybe a lot of people don't think of it as something that's mainstream, but if you take a look at all the celebrities who are vegan or who have done anti-fur demos, to me it feels like, wow, this is something that is mainstream, and it can get very far with the people who are famous, who put the word out there.
I was actually on Victoria Moran's show, Main Street Vegan. Have you met her?
Yes, I have. I have met her.
Okay, do you have something else?
Yeah. Have you ever gotten somebody to go vegan or tell you that they went vegan because of you?
I have, though I feel like it's kind of more of a, less to do with the fact that, I think it has more to do with your resources that you can give people than, I mean, of course there are also people who will influence just on their own by speaking, but oftentimes, there's a boy who I know who,
What do you think?
discussed it with me a lot, and I would put, he is very interested in celebrities and mainstream, like, media and all that stuff, so when I would, it was more to do with that I was able to present him with, like, this person that you like, has gone vegan, and this person is run anti-fur campaigns, and I think, like, with such good resources, it's really easy to make an impact on somebody. You might not even know that you've done it, but, you can, rest assured that whenever you talk about, veganism or fur with somebody, you've planted a seed in their brains, and it will grow eventually.
Are you planning to go to college?
Yes, but I'm not sure where yet.
Okay, I mean, have you done any research as far as which ones do animal testing and stuff like that?
I haven't, it's kind of far off for me, I don't really know, what else, yeah, I haven't really researched colleges and stuff, I just, maybe when I'm closer to the end of high school.
Okay, do you have any ideas of what you want to be?
I think I just want to work in the PETA offices. I feel like that would be where I'd be happiest when I'm older, though things change, you know, I might feel that way now, but maybe in a few years I'll want to be a food scientist or nutritionist who can help bring out vegan products or explain the health effects of a omnivore's diet and of a plant-based diet, so I'm really not sure yet.
Do you have any other hobbies?
I have, like, not in terms of, not anymore in terms of animal rights. I like drawing and writing and stuff, but, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Are there any websites that you want to give out?
Sorry?
Any websites that you'd like to give out for people to look up information about the things that you're doing?
Well, I think PETA has a really great, they have a few really great websites, actually, PETA.org, and then PETA 2, the kids, kind of, the PETA's kids branch is, those are really great sources of information, and, you can also sign up for an activist alert where you know when protests are going on, certain protests are going on, and, I think that has, like, loads of information. That's usually where I get my information from.
Is your mom available to talk?
I'm not sure. Hold on, let me, see.
Okay. So while she's looking for her mom, because I think she left the
hold
room
on a
to
second.
listen to the show. So, what do you think of doing stuff like that? Would you jump the barrier like that and jump in front of a parade? Oh, hi, Emily.
Hi.
Go ahead.
So, what is it like having a vegan kid
That's famous.
that's not only famous, but famous for something like what she did? What is it like?
It's great, and it's inspiring, and it gives me hope for the future that she can get through to other kids where, adults, like probably your mom feels to some extent, and myself, and other adults aren't necessarily able to get through to kids sometimes. Rose and yourself are able to. You're able to talk to your, fellow students, just kids your age that we normally don't see and aren't hearing our message. So it's, it does give me hope when I hear her talking about what goes on at school and what her friends are talking about and things that they're aware of. Like a lot of kids apparently knew about blackfish from seeing the documentary on CNN, had seen it with their parents, kids who weren't necessarily even into the animal rights issue, but Rose would come home and say, the so-and-so said that they saw blackfish on CNN. kind of some of the, issues like Ringling Brothers, abuse of elephants. It's something to get kids talking, and then you can get into some of the other issues like, veganism and, the abuse of the carriage horses and things that maybe they didn't know about, stuff that they don't think about every day, but, we can kind of bring light to that.
I'm really glad that you were able to call into the show today. Kevin's had many people talk to him about food throughout the years in school, but for the most part now it's all about the show. They want to know how he got the show and all that. But I think it's really important for him to be able to let people know, that there's a lot of regular people out there that are activists and the reasons behind that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, if it takes people to want to talk to you because you've got a show, I would say take any opportunity you can just to spin the message out there. If it means that somebody comes up to you not because they're interested in animals, but because, hey, it's cool, you're on the radio, take it and run with it. Say, yeah, I'm on the radio, and I'm on the radio because I care a lot about this issue, and so do a lot of other people. And then, launch into, the things that you promote, the protests that you announced at the beginning of the show. That's fabulous. It gets the word out there. Anything that gets, the message out about animals in any form, I'm all for. And it's always a positive thing. And if that means that it's because someone's interested in your radio show or somebody likes what Natalie Portman, has done in movies, anything that's an intro to talking about animal rights is something we can take and run with. So it's actually a blessing in disguise to be able to talk about what you're doing on the radio now, which thank you also for having us on today. But it is a way to get through to people. People do like the fame aspect of it. They like, that famous people have tried veganism, and they like that, famous kids are on the radio. So, you're part of that. That's a good thing.
Well, thank you, Emily and Rose McCoy, for going on my show. And
Yeah, it was great meeting you last weekend, and thank you again very much
Thank
for
you.
calling in.
And my mom has a letter that she'd like to read.
Yeah, we got a postcard, a really nice postcard from Ken, I'm trying to remember the last name, Winkler, I believe it is. And it says, when you have time to check out the Lehigh Valley Vegetarians.com, the founder is Len Frankel. He'd make a great guest and come out to the Bethlehem Veg Fest in 2014, and it's usually in September in Lehigh Valley. So we'll look at that. And Vegan Minstrel, if you look him up on YouTube, he sent us some really nice t-shirts, and we'll put a picture of that up on the Facebook page and our regular pages, thekevinstormshow.com. So you got your song?
It's a parody of Gangnam Style called Vegan Style by
Doesn't say.
and
Okay,
I don't know-
they
I don't
know
know
who
how
it's
to
from.
pronounce
Just
that.
play
Okay.
it. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day.
okay, this has been the Kevin Storm Show.
That's good.
Again, not my choice of music. Don't blame me.
Another picture of the shirts, since Robert's head was in the way. Somebody said shirts. In the mail.